The first Saturday in May is one of the greatest traditions in all of sports. And I'm not talking about not this year with Cedar Point being open. I'm talking about the race, the fastest 2 minutes in all sports. And I'm talking about horse racing. And when you talk about horse racing, the Kentucky Derby, the first Saturday of May. But not just the first Saturday of May. We have to talk about the day before as well. The big race, the Kentucky Oaks. It's a great weekend. Get the mint juleps going, settle back, relax, and enjoy this podcast. This is a special edition of All Andy Alfred tonight as we cover the running of the 152nd Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks. Hi, I'm your host, Andy Alfred, coming to you from the Man Cave Studios here in Toledo, Ohio. But, of course, I cannot give all the credit tonight to on the podcast tonight to not just one person, myself, but to the person that is one of my favorite handicappers to talk about horse racing. He is now hailing in the beautiful city of Cleveland, Ohio, right now, and he's actually getting ready to head down to Louisville for the big race. And I want to welcome in my guest at this time, Mr. Lucas Sickerson, joining the All Andy Alfred podcast. We've had Lucas on before. Of course, you've seen him on the MLB podcast show, but horse racing is his niche. It's what he loves, and he loves talking about it. He's wrote articles in the past on Past the Wire, and I truly, and he is a true great friend, and I wanted to welcome him to the podcast tonight. Lucas, good evening. How are you?
Oh man, what a great introduction, Andy.
Hey, hamming it up for you there. A little ham sandwich just before you get on the plane.
Yeah, there you go.
To take the drive down to
the long drive, the long 5-hour drive to Louisville.
Yeah, long drive for Lucas going forward, of course, but
And I haven't packed yet.
Oh Lord. Will it be the suit game for the 2 days? Or are you going to be taking the rain boots?
Yeah, it's going to be cold though, man. It's like a high of 57 degrees both days.
Now it's to break out.
Thankfully, I don't think any rain, but it'll be chilly for sure. Yeah. A couple years ago at the Derby, we were sweating. It was hot. It was like 90 degrees. So it'll be a big difference.
Break out the sicker cell suit.
Yeah, right.
Sickerson over there, with the pink on and everything like that. But Lucas, it is a tradition here on All Andy Alfred, of course, to have you on for this big race. And I know your family was big into horse racing back in the day at Raceway Park. And, you've covered this sport so many times, writing articles in the past, and it's always a tradition to have you on the show tonight. And I want to open up with this. The show, with the remodel of Churchill Downs and everything like that, you've taken in Churchill Downs. Do you think that it has improved the condition for the horses and for the track as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think what's cool is that they're always looking for ways to, just make the space more welcoming, more inviting, more kind of, beautifying it in a way, kind of making updates. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to see all the updates they made in person. But as far as the track itself, I don't know that much has changed, or maybe there have been some updates to it. But yeah, it's cool to see them continue to invest, and obviously that Churchill Downs group, they just purchased the rights to the Preakness Stakes, which is kind of crazy. So we're really interested to see kind of what happens there. I know there's been I think it's this year they pushed the Preakness back a week.
Yes, they have pushed it back, and I kind of am in that agreement where you need to have basically the spacing for not just for the horses to basically recover for this long stretch, because and it's also better for for the audience and for the bettors and for everybody, because if you can do it, spacing it out, for me, if you space it out in 3 months or space it out in 2.5 months, and you're not put pressure on the horse to do it, I'm all for it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm first and foremost, what I care about most is the horse's well-being and health and
Right.
safety. Um, I think there is something to be said about like, like up until American Pharoah, like the Triple Crown was something I had never thought I'd see in my lifetime. Just being that, the standard schedule of the Triple Crown and just the challenge of coming back on such short rest to, complete the second leg and then 3 weeks later complete the Belmont Stakes. Um, I think, obviously American Pharoah then justify. Obviously, we haven't seen a Triple Crown winner since, but
Hmm.
I think like as time goes on, it seems that there's a little more uncertainty about bringing horses back on the 2 week rest. Heading in from the Derby to the Preakness. Last year we saw Sovereignty win the Kentucky Derby. Obviously, did not run in the Preakness.
Hmm.
Bill Mott's and the ownership team's decision. Um, I mean, you can make an argument on both sides, but I tend to leave it to the real experts, the owners, the trainers, the ones that are really kind of like boots on the ground with all of this with the sport.
Hmm.
Um, I care most about the health and safety of the horses. So if that's if we need to push it back a week and that allows for maybe some more consistency and the horses that run in both the Derby and the Preakness, or um, but then also like if you don't win the Derby, then do you really want to bring your horse back 2 weeks later to run in the Preakness? Is it worth it? Just the short time off. It's there's so many variables at play that I can't fully respect or appreciate all that goes into the decision making for the ownership and
Yeah.
trainers. So
I mean, I totally agree with everything you say because it feels like to me, the well being of the horse is the most important thing of this whole thing. You don't want to put too much pressure on that horse, and you don't want to put too much pressure and where that horse could get hurt or injured because of that long stretch, and also the quick timing for everything like that. I just like there's some horses that are stable there at Churchill Downs, and then there's a lot of horses that make the travel, especially like Japan and in Saudi Arabia that make that travel as well. Um, the well-being of the horse is first and foremost, no matter what the situation is. So if it gets extended out like that, I think it helps the horses, it helps the trainers, and it helps the I think it helps the sport grow a little bit more better for it because it's showing that it wants to put the safety and the health of the horse over the dollar, which is what I think it really all means.
yeah, like I said, there's a lot of variables at play. So
Yeah.
can't fully appreciate all of it, but
Yeah. So of course we're going to talk about both races. If you are interested in all the undercard stuff, I push you to over the different stakes and everything like that. The show tonight we're going to talk about the two main big races. Of course, the Kentucky Oaks, which will be on Friday, and the Big Derby on Saturday. So if you're looking for any of that information, we can I'll have it posted on our Twitter account where you can find all the information about what's going to happen in the Old Forester and all that other stuff as well. But we're going to focus in on these two big races. And I got to say, Lucas, the field for the Oaks race, I am just and that's where we're going to start first and foremost. I can't, in my opinion, see this field being so wide open in my opinion. I think there's a lot of great horses on here, and of course, the big one coming back. We gotta mention this right off the bat. Bob Baffert back after the suspension that he had is now back at Churchill Downs.
well, he was back last year too.
Yeah, yeah, he was, but it wasn't as prominent as what he is now in this capacity. And you look at what he's got. You know He's got a really good horse sitting there. We're gonna break down some of the horses that we're gonna see here in the Oaks race. We'll put a card together for you. We're gonna see what we think. What we don't put any money on our predictions. I'm gonna tell you that right now off the bat. We're here. We're for me. I'm not just a casual fan. I do my research. I do list. I do watch a lot of races, and I'm not an expert handicapper myself, but when it comes to betting, do not put your house, do not put your mortgage up on both of our predictions on who we think is going to win, because I don't want to get those emails coming back to me, or the tweets to Lucas saying that, it's like, you cost me my house, you cost me my mortgage payment. I don't want to. We don't want to hear that. So there's that. But getting into it, you have a 17 horse field for the Kentucky Oaks as of right now. We could have a couple scratches here and there, so stay tuned to my podcast, as well as onto the Twitter account, and we'll post it all up for you if it does change. And we've had some changes too, Lucas, from when we had post position on Saturday to where we're at tonight recording the podcast. So I want to start first and foremost. Of course, like I said, Bob Baffert again, second year now back into the Derby in Churchill Downs. He's going to open up and they get the one position with the Explorer right there, with Fabio Pratt riding the horse, setting it right now at 9-1 right now odds, according to Twin Spires. Talk to the folks a little about this horse, and I think she's a good runner. She really is, but I'm interested in your opinion about her.
Yeah, Explorer, she's been first or second in each of her seven runs to date, which is kind of a crazy stat. Six of those runs in stakes races. So, I mean, that's a huge. I mean, that's crazy. That's hard to do. I mean, Flavian Pratt is my favorite jockey.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean yeah, Pratt Baffert combo kind of lethal, especially out. Just when they run together, it's always look
It's
out.
like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I mean, Explorer money line was 6-1, so kind of crazy. Up to
Yep.
9-1 now. That's kind of tempting.
Yeah.
Will definitely be playing in my superfecta trifecta bets.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I know Fabian Pratt is your favorite jockey. One of my favorite jockeys is actually Jose Ortiz, and she's going to be running with Chad Brown at the 9 horses. Always a runner. I like what I've seen out of her. She's one of those. We talked about this in the past, that we've had early runners and late runners in the race. To me, I feel like she's more of a late runner to me. She sets back at the pace, and then she'll start creeping closer, and then if if Jose lets her go, she's gonna take off. So, what do you feel about the 9 horse and always a runner?
Yeah, I mean, she's 2 for 2 in her career. She's definitely going to be running strong late. She's kind of that's her style. She's a closer, deep closer. So only two runs to date, so kind of still theoretically still blossoming, still growing into form. Um, I really like her in my exotics for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can see her. I mean, it's a big field, especially for the Oaks. I think it's actually 15 runners or 14 runners now with 2 scratches
Yep.
of My Miss Mo and Bottle of Rouge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean big field, but I can see her kind of passing
The
horses as they tire towards the gate, towards
That's
finish.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it right now, Lucas, you look at what the field is right now. The surprise to me right now is sitting at the 11th position in Kirsty's Bar, sitting right now, and I'm looking at this right now live through. It's through. I think if it's I'm looking
Yeah,
this
what's
up.
she
Yeah,
at right now? I know she was, I think, 6-1 morning line.
she's now 9-2.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, nine
yeah,
to
Percy
two
Barber,
now.
she's been taking a lot of money.
Is this horse really where I'm looking at 9-2 right now? How can you give me a little bit about Percy's bar?
So, I mean, she's won at Churchill Downs previously, which is kind of it's kind of a good prerequisite heading into the Oaks and Derby as well. Like, has the horse performed at Churchill Downs? So she's familiar with with the grounds, with the area. You know, retains Luan Machado in the saddle. Um, I very talented horse and hard to discount, having previously won
I haven't heard
at
much
Churchill.
of I haven't heard much of the owner of the trainer and Ben Colebrook. This is like this to me. Can you give me any information about what about him a little bit? Because this is for me, you hear Todd Pletcher, Bob Baffert, you've
Sure.
heard Brad Cox, you've heard Chad Brown, you've heard of these big. For me, this card, see that horse at 9-2, and look at who the trainer is. It's kind of a little bit of shock for me, a little bit there.
Sure. Yeah. It goes to show that, I mean, with horse racing, with thoroughbred racing, I mean, it's anyone's game. Obviously, your big names, your Pletchers, your Coxes, your Bob Bafferts, um, Mark Casse. I mean, there are a lot of big names, and then you have Michael McCarthy, who came on strong within the last couple of years. Ben Colebrook, another one. Brendan Walsh. He's a great trainer over in the European circuit.
Mm-hmm.
He has some horses, brought over for this meet. There's Chad Brown. I mean, there's so many trainers, and they're all talented. You don't always hear the names, because
Mm-hmm.
you're used to hearing all the big ones.
Yeah, you're used to all the big ones, and like I said, with Ben Colebrook, and Percy's bar. I mean, 9-2 odds are so, and still a little bit on that with that, but like you said, the horse is used to the track, and you might as well ride if it's used to the track, but like you said, the field is so open this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel that way. I feel that the Oaks is a bit more. I think the Derby is more likely to be more of the surprise element. I think the Oaks, to me, it feels a little more refined in how I expect it to go.
Okay, okay. Now, speaking of refine, really quickly, gotta get into it, of course. We had a scratch that happened earlier in the week, which then drew in Lovely Gray. Now, Lovely Gray is owned by Dave Portnoy's group out of from Barstool Sports, and uh, he's pushing a lot into this race now because his horse is now in the Kentucky Oaks race, and that's give the viewers and the listeners your opinion about Lovely Gray, because I hear it from him through his Twitter and everything like that, that this horse is competitive and everything like that, and it's done very very well. But I want to see and I've watched a lot of those America's Day at the races and all that stuff, and I've seen her compete a couple times. Is this horse Kentucky Oaks prepared
Yeah,
for
I
race?
mean, to Dave Portnoy's credit, like he's awesome at throwing confidence behind, a movement that he's a part of. Um, you probably laugh at me when I say this, but when it comes to a horse named Lovely Gray, no amount of handicapping I do can stand the can can bat an eye, or no amount of handicapping I do can really make more of an impact than if it's a cloudy day,
Yeah,
if it's a gray day.
or what?
You always bet a gray horse on a cloudy day.
Yeah, and it might be cloudy on
If
on
it's
Friday
cloudy,
afternoon.
I'll be throwing her in some exotic bets.
Yes, they're owned by Go Go Gray
And as a
Stables
fellow Michigan
LLC.
fan, I obviously I know Dave Portnoy. Many see him as insufferable, and they can't stand him, and
Yeah,
on and on and on. But you know what?
Does
I
he
have
have a
no I
Does
have
he
no
have a
hate for
horse?
Dave
Does he have
Portnoy.
a horse that could win this? Could win this though?
I mean, will Lovely Gray win? I don't think so, but um, I mean, crazier things have happened. Nobody saw
Yeah,
Rich Strike coming. I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
there's so many examples of like, oh wow, I didn't see that horse winning this race.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's
Who do you have
who's the
winning? Who do you have winning the Oaks? Let's skip
okay.
right to the bread and butter of it.
All right, you're pulling my leg here. So if I have to go to the Oaks winner,
I'll tell you if you're wrong or not.
you know, I can't go wrong with Javier Castellano and Prom Queen at 10. With Brad Cox there, that horse is a good horse. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't let her go and she just takes off at 9-1 right at 9-1 odds right now. You know, it's you're sitting there. I like Prom Queen at 10.
Yeah, she'll be stalking the pace. She'll have a chance to make her run towards the end. I'm not as high on her, but I mean her Brisnet speed rating has improved in each run, so
Yeah,
she's should be improving and heading into hopefully a strong race.
yeah. I mean,
She should theoretically be running a good race here.
and she's more close to her most recent victory was on the 28th of March at the Gulfstream, and
Yep.
she was running pretty well too. She was running 1 and 1/16 mile and won by over 2 3/4 lengths at a 3-1 odds. You can't.
Yep.
I like her pace because she is also the daughter of Quality Road, which is one of the greatest racehorses ever. She's the daughter of Quality Road. Can't pass that up with that too. And then her dad won 8 of the 13 races, earning the horse $1 million. And like I said, she's trained by Brad Cox, and she's won 2 of the 3 races so far that she's run. So she does know how to win. I like what I see with Prom Queen at the 10. I mean, she had that tune-up race in Florida, Lucas. And Brad Cox is a great trainer, and with Javier Castellanos there, he can deal with those high pressure situations.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not judging. I can definitely see some value in that pick. At least hit the board. Um, I'm going to give you three run. I have three runners that I am just zeroed in on in this race.
Okay.
Two would be favorites. One kind of a longer shot. The
Okay.
two Zany, Irad
Okay.
Ortiz, Todd Pletcher, daughter of American Pharaoh. Need I say
Oh.
more?
Okay. I see
And
that.
the five Meaning, Juan Hernandez and Michael McCarthy. She's 2 for 2 this year. I think I either she or Zany will be the favorite come post time.
Okay.
Just two very very strong horses. We'll be running big races here, I expect. And I'm very partial to the 12 Bella Ballerina.
Okay.
She's a long shot. 12-1 morning line. I'm not sure what she's at right now. Um, she is the half sister to Pretty Mischievous, who won the 2023 Kentucky Oaks.
She's 8-1 odds right now as
Eight
we
to one.
are on
Okay.
the 8-1.
I want to go the opposite way.
You want to make some money on
Pretty
you.
Mischievous was my pick in 2023, so pretty awesome to see
Mm-hmm.
her half sister running in the Oaks this year. Brennan Walsh and Tyler Gaffalione. T-Gaff is a great Churchill Downs jockey. He has a lot of success here. So,
And
just
really
a horse to
quickly,
keep in mind.
yeah, the 3 horses to keep in mind is Brooklyn Blonde at 14. Is that the Japanese horse? Because if you're looking at
Brooklyn Blonde, actually, I believe Brooklyn Blonde. Oh,
did
maybe
she
they
scratch?
didn't scratch. I thought she scratched.
No, she is in
She is
as I'm
in.
looking at
Okay.
this
Oh,
right now.
my Miss Mo scratched. Okay. I was thinking it was Brooklyn Blonde for a second. Yes, yes, that is the Japanese horse.
Okay, I was just checking Sunkiss Stables and Bobby Flay. Bobby Flay owns this horse too.
Oh, really?
Yes, Sunkiss Stables and Bobby Flay at the post 14. I gotta pull because I saw it and I was like, this looks interesting. I might pull this up and it's like, 2023. Her father is Gun Runner, champion racehorse. Mother was Shenandoah Queen. Oh, she was bred in Kentucky by Benson Farms. She's trained by Michael McCarthy. She's co-owned by Chef Bobby Flay along with Sunkist Stables. Jockey Kanushi Kurmada will ride her for all her has rode all her races. Her first real win was March 1st of 2026 at Santa Anita at the 1 mile. She won by 1 and 1/25 lengths. Looking at it, average speed about 88.
I
So
think she's a toss.
yeah, she's a toss. Looks like a toss. I mean, quality ownership, good trainer who knows her well, but I don't think that she can complete the compete in this Oaks race. I just don't see it. I just looked at it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not. So if I have to build my trifecta, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 10. I'm gonna go 10, 2, and I'll do 10 to. I'll go 10 to 11. 10 to 11.
Okay.
10 to 11. In my trifecta. If I had to do a super, it'd be 10 to 11, and then I would throw out your horse at 12.
10
Just
to 11, 12.
10 to 11, 12 is the four horses.
Not bad.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to think. I think exacta key box. So exacta key box, you take one horse that has to, like your key has to finish first or second,
Okay.
and then you box it with a number of horses that have to, to complete the exacta.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do the five meaning as my key,
Okay.
and then to round out the box, I'll do the two Zany, 12 Bella Ballerina, 11 Percy's Bar, 9 Always a Runner,
Okay.
and I'll do the one Explorer.
Yeah.
Just
I was thinking you were
being
gonna
in
go one.
top
I thought you'd
two.
go one on that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know me. I'm gonna have a flurry of bets rolling, but
Your sheets are going to be filled. Your pockets are going to be filled with all the sheets you're going to be betting on both on Friday. And I think, like I said, with Portnoy getting involved with this race, I think it's going to interject a little bit.
sure.
People are going to be more watching this race, and to be honest with you, looking at it, you're going to be late there. That
Yeah, it
post
sets till
time is
8:40.
8:40 at night.
That's gonna be a long day.
That could be under. Could
You know what
that be
that
under
means? I'm gonna be a handful of. I'm gonna be several mint juleps deep by the
the?
time we get around to post.
You'll
I'm
be
a little
simple.
scared.
Wood Forest will be running through your blood at that time.
I'm a little
At
scared.
that time, you're almost there already. But yeah, 8:40. Wouldn't that be almost close to almost like a night race almost at one point?
Yeah, they did it for primetime television, so
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
yeah, more
Well, of
cocktails for
course.
me.
Late nights
All right,
for
let's
late.
get to the big one.
All right, it's time for the big one. Of course, as you're watching and listening to all Andy Alfred special edition of the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. With yours truly, Andy Alfred, of course, our good friend Lucas Sigerson. And now it's time to talk about the big dance. It is time to talk about 152. Of course, this field, Lucas, big field, huge field this year. And we always get a big field, and then it gets cut down as the week goes on. But to me, I feel like this field, is still staying strong for this field, which is very, very surprising. Your feeling about that?
Yeah, I think what are we, we're still at 20 horses, I think, right? There's
Yep.
only been one scratch. Silent Tactic scratched, and Great White drew into the race this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're still at 20 horses. So
Yeah.
hopefully
You
no more
know,
defections, but
yep.
you never know.
You had that one defection last year that we were talking about that got you were hoping that was going to get drawn in, and it got drawn in late. I forget who the horse was last year. You were talking about, oh man, if this horse gets in, Andy, is going to be this could be the horse to do it. But I forget the horse's name.
Hmm.
I forget
Obviously, that
who.
horse didn't win. 'Cause
Yeah, of course, yeah, of course. If I remember it off the top of my head, I remember off the top of my head. But looking at this field is a tremendous field. And of course, you've got the 10, Wonder Dean, the Japan horse,
Oh, it was Baeza.
Baeza. That's it. That's it.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking back at my notes now.
Oh
Hmm.
wow. Looking back at your notes, all right, you're like, oh my god, Baeza. Yeah, it is as of right now. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it is 20 horses that are drawn as of right now. So you know, if me, the line right now is towards the one at Renegade, which is which is trained by Todd Pletcher, and it's going to be run by Iran Ortiz Jr. Sitting right now at 9-2 odds. That is the front runner right now. There's a lot of good horses that the one position's kind of a you're right up against the rail, aren't you, on that one to
Hasn't
start
produced a
with?
winner in 40 years.
It hasn't produced a winner in 40 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Obviously, they kind of tweaked the gate a little bit. I think in 2020, or 20, I think it was 2020 or 2021. So the one post isn't as brutal as it used to be. But still, we have not seen a winner come out of the one gate in 40 years. So
And you
do
look at
with that what you will.
Yeah, you look at Renegade. Renegade got third in Saratoga. It won the 1 mile race in its second start at Belmont. In Tampa, it won the Grade 2 race at Tampa Downs. And if you look at Renegade's tree, it's fathered to Mischief, and its mother comes from the Curlin family, one of the greatest families in racing. So that's saying something right there. And then you look at like I said, the genes are there. You've got just trained by Todd Fletcher, probably one of the greatest American American trainers.
Has
I'm
never
not
won a Derby.
who has never won the Derby.
I'm all for the historical fun facts.
I thought Fletcher has won the Derby. Didn't
I
he
do
win it
not
in
believe
2010
so.
with Super Saver, and then with Always Dreaming in 2017?
Hold on. Oh my gosh, you're right.
So don't challenge me, because I know my horse. I know my
Oh
trainers, and I
wow,
know my
Super Saver
horses.
2010, always dreaming 2017. Yeah, it's been so long, I forgot about it.
So it's been a long time since it's been over 9 years since since he's won the big
Just
one.
cut that part out of the recording.
I'll try. I'll try. No, I'll try. I'll keep that one. I'll keep that one, and that's a win. That's a win. That's a win right there. That's a win right there. But yeah, talk about Renegade a little bit. See how, in your opinion, how this horse is going to do,
I mean,
and
he's
how it's going to
improved.
pass.
His buyer figures have improved in every race up until this point, so he should have his best performance. A couple of issues I see. I've seen some reports online. He seems to have a bit of a hoof issue with his back hind leg. And another thing, coming out of the one gate, he's a deep closer. Yeah, he's going to come rolling late. I know that for certain. My concern is getting out of the gate, a lot of traffic coming inside. He's going to have to drop back to get out wide. Obviously, the big thing here is the trip that IRAD gives him.
Mm-hmm.
if he stay, I mean, he's not going to go for the lead. He's going to drop back. Can he get wide enough without affecting? It's you just have to. He has to get pretty wide with them. Ira has to get pretty wide with them to kind of give him some clear space to run down. Can it happen? Certainly. He's a deep closer. He's going to be running late, like I said. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to stay on the rail with the traffic. I think Irad's going to kind of tip him outside, and kind of gear up for a big stretch run. But yeah, I just think there's some things working against him here. Talented horse. He can easily. I can see. I can see an avenue where he wins the Kentucky Derby, but just a lot going against him. I think for 9-2 odds as the presumably post on favorite.
Yes, post time favorite as of right now is sitting at 9-2 odds. Another horse I want to get into, of course, is at 18. Is Further Ado, of course. Both of us going to an art school. Further Ado could be another theater term when it comes to the team on that. But Brad Cox, trainer for this horse. Right now sitting at 6-1 odds going into the Derby here. I think this horse very, very good. You know, he's had the I'm looking over my notes here with he's the son of Gun Runner, successful horse which won 12 races, earning $16 million. Gun Runner is now a breeding stallion. His mother was Sky Dreamer, former racehorse herself, so you've got that kind of breeding in that realm. But if you look at his wins, he has raced 6 times, only won 3, so he's sitting at 50%, earning about $1.1 million. His big race that he had was on November 29th, the 25th, 2025, when he won the stakes race at Churchill Downs, and then on March 6th of this year, he finished second at Tampa Downs. Giving the opportunity for him to, again, we go back to what we were talking about at the Oaks race. You have a horse that's knowing the track, has won at the track, but yet this year, finishing second in the Tampa Downs race, I think he can. I think he can perform very, very well. But he might win, but he's only raced 6 times and he's only won 3 of them. So
Well,
I
he did win the Bluegrass Stakes on April 4th by 11 lengths.
okay.
Um, Pretty impressive. His last time out. His 2 fastest races have been at Keeneland. Brad Cox is 1 for 12 in the Kentucky Derby, and his one win was Mandaloon, who won by disqualification of Medina Spirit.
Yeah.
Um, Irad Ortiz was originally on Further Ado. He chose Renegade over Further Ado. All of that said, John Velasquez, obviously big time jockey. Whenever there's a
Yep.
big race, I always look to see which horse John Velasquez is on because Johnny V knows how to win big races.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I will always come back to in the Kentucky Derby, after the defection, Further Ado is now running out of the 17 gate. No
Yeah.
horse has ever won the Derby out of the 17 gate.
That's a key. That's a key piece right
So
there.
he's number 18. He's running out of the. He'll
That,
be
right.
running out of post 17. So,
Yep.
I mean that's my kind of like the just the voodoo that I see with the Kentucky Derby. But
Yeah. I mean, the one that got me too, and I've been seeing it on a lot of social media, is the 9 horse, the Puma. It's running out of the 9 gate.
it's taking a
Running out of
lot
the
of
9
money.
gate. What's that?
My cousin Aaron and I, we loved the Puma. We were talking him up, I think 3 weeks ago. We were
Okay.
saying how much we love the
We'll
Puma. We're
talk
so
about let's talk
excited for
about
the
let's
Puma.
talk about the Puma a little bit here.
Well, now the
Javier
Puma's taking all the
Castellanos can
money.
ride him.
He's like the third name off the board right now.
I
It's
mean,
like I think last I checked, I think he was 5-1.
odds this morning of going off right now are sitting right at 7-1 odds now. 7-1 now.
I think he's lower than that.
Is it lower than that? Okay. I might have to hit the refresh button here. Puma
I
most.
he's the first is what's kind of well, so he's actually I think he's the brother to Mage or half brother to Mage, who obviously won the Kentucky Derby in 2023, um, under the same Gustavo Delgado Javier Castellano combination,
Mhm.
which is kind of fascinating. He's in the same stall that Mage was in. Um,
Same as
I,
Sovereignty too in 2025.
yeah. He has one win in four starts, which isn't great. The Derby will be his fifth race in less than 5 months, so
Mm.
not really much rest coming into it. He did lose by a nose in the Florida Derby, which has been a pretty strong Derby trail race, for horses heading into the Derby. If he gets a good trip, he can certainly hit the board. I'm curious about the distance. Can he get the whole distance, or
Hmm.
will he tire out towards the end? But in single digits, 5-1, 6-1. Like I'm not real excited to put anything on him.
Yeah,
I'll
and
include him in some I'll include him in some exotics, but you know,
and the one thing that gets me too, Lucas, and you brought it up really quickly. He's very extremely limited in race experiences with only 3 starts. He's had 2 scratches from races recently, which is either suggesting that he's doing some more adjustment in his training, or there's some soundless concerns to him. And like you mentioned before, it's another race for him, very very close. He's got 1 win in 3 starts. It's just 33%.
he's been
He's
in the
been
top three in all four of his races.
Yeah, he's finished 6 lengths behind his previous stakes attempts, which raises questions for me. I think in against any of the top competition that he's going to be facing in this Derby race.
Yeah, I
Too.
think he'll be stalking. I think another big thing with him is just depending on the pace. If it's obviously I feel like the Derby always runs faster than the standard. But
But it'll be interesting to see what the Puma does. I mean, and like I
Mhm.
said, going right now, you are right. He is now at. I think it's updated now to 6-1 odds now. 6-1 odds. What the Puma's sitting at right now. And another one gotta get really quickly hit right here. Chief Wallaby. Bill Mott, another great trainer. Going to be run by Junior Alvarado. You know, sitting right now, at really this could be one of the. For me, this is a horse that could honestly be a little bit of a shocker because he's sitting right now at 13 to
Stop
1.
it.
Sitting at 13-1 odds right now.
He's not. No.
What?
Added blinkers for the first time. That's kind of yeah. That's the trainer wanting to kind of kind of give him the focus a little better. Um, Pretty dumb, dumbed down way of putting it. I you know he was kind of the original wise guy horse. Everyone was like super hot on him a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I expect him to be heavily bet. Obviously, Matt won the Derby last year with Sovereignty.
Yeah.
Um, he has 4 career starts. He did not race at all as a 2-year-old, which is kind of an interesting little fun fact.
Yeah.
But again, I go back to adding blinkers the first time. You never know how a horse is going to react to that. So
So is it?
for
So
that, I'm not keen on betting Chief Wallaby.
okay. Because I look at it and, like I said, like and I agree with you on that because he's raced 3 times, you know, and the most recent race that he had, he finished third behind Commandment and the Puma. So he could do it, but he's only raced on fast dirt. We don't know how the track's going to be going
Sure.
into
Yeah.
that Friday and Saturday, and how the conditions are going to be as well too. So
Yeah.
he
I
needs to,
with
and like you said, him going up with blinkers is going to be very very interesting at the same time as well.
Yeah, with my handicapping of the Derby, I go so much off of my gut, like so much off of gut feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have just weird vibes on a horse, I have some horses I just have like really like strange, like, oh, I think this is good, these are good vibes, but I can't pinpoint it exactly. Like
Mm-hmm.
those are the horses that I really need to like single in on. like last year, I had like a weird. I had Sovereignty as one of my I hit like 5 or 6 horses. I was like, I really like all these horses, but I had like a weird feeling about Sovereignty, but I couldn't pinpoint what it was. And I told my cousin and my cousin's friend, who I was with both of them like for the Derby, and I was like, I got this weird feeling with Sovereignty. I don't know exactly what it is.
Hmm.
Um, so they both put $100 on him. Sure enough, and I did not because I couldn't pinpoint what my feeling was. I only had like 25 bucks on him, and they both had 100 on him, and got rich off of
Off your
my
bet on your
gut feeling
handicap.
on Sovereignty. so,
Well,
so
you
I'm
also
big on gut feeling in this race.
you got to
I had a gut feeling with Medina Spirit in 2021, and he wired the field.
yeah. So what does your gut tell you now with this field?
Yeah, I mean it does feel fairly wide open. I keep trying to talk myself out of it, but I keep going back to the 15 emerging market.
Okay.
Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. Um, what's really interesting about emerging market, he only has 2 career races. So
Wow.
he's very lightly raced. He's still growing. Um, I mean, the distance should not be a problem. He has the pedigree. Um, looking back, Justify made his 2018 debut on February 15th, and he had just 3 races under his belt, heading into the Derby, which is like it shows it can happen.
Hmm.
A lightly lightly raced horse can pull it off. But Flavian Pratt, I mean, he is just money in Triple Crown races. I saw a crazy stat earlier. I wish I should have written it down. But I don't think he's ever finished out of the money in like 18 Triple Crown races, or
Okay.
like he's finished in the money like 17 of 18. Or it's a crazy statistic. He's always right there. And I love emerging markets pedigree. He's been training very well. He'll be mid pack, not too far back, not too far forward. Should be able to save some ground. He can get the distance. 15-1 morning line. I think last I checked, he was 14-1. That's kind of my sweet spot is anywhere from 12 to 18-1. I love horses in that range in the Derby. A little bit kind of not really thought of as much by the general population
Yeah.
of bettors. He's a horse I've really warmed up to in the last few days.
Okay. And by the way, he's now gone to 13-1 odds now. 13-1.
I hate that.
Yeah, numbers are going down. That's
Couple other
not a good sign.
horses.
Everybody's
Every year, like last year, I was so high on Luxor Cafe, and I was so disappointed. I mean, he'd ran in like 18 horse fields over in Japan. Because I was not worried about the size of the field for him. Obviously, the track was a bit sloppy, and he did not take well to that.
hmm
People are talking very highly of Denon Bourbon, the 7 Japanese horse. There are 2 Japanese horses in this field, Denon Bourbon and Wonder Dean.
Yeah, that's where I was going
Um,
to go next, actually. Thank you for going right into it. Devon Bourbon, like I said, sitting at the right now, where we at 14-1 odds.
is he down to 14? Wow, he's at 20-1 morning line.
14-1 right now.
I like my cousin told me last year. He's like after I was so high at Luxor Cafe, and after the race, he was like, a Japanese horse is never going to win the Derby. I was like, you say that now, and then the one year I like leave the Japanese contingent in the Derby, like I stopped believing in it. That's when
Yep.
the horse is going to win. So Denon Bourbon is probably going to win.
Yeah. He's the five. Devon Bourbon.
He is American bred and born, which is kind of
Yeah.
fascinating. Um, his sire is Maxfield.
Yeah.
Maxfield was 5 for 5 at Churchill Downs.
Right.
I mean, that's just like that's like you can't ignore that.
Mhm.
So he'll get the distance. I'm not worried about the distance. He's going to press the pace. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it'd be almost silly not to include him in some exotic bets, but
Mm-hmm.
he could also finish 17th. At Luxor Cafe, I think last year, I think he finished 17th.
Yep.
He didn't take to the slop, so he didn't really compete.
Yeah.
Um, but
The for me with Dan and Bourbon, and I have it quoted on here. It's like, yes, he is American bred, but he has raced only in Japan.
yeah,
He's gonna face stronger horses when
sure, yeah.
moving to this American race, and he has never raced at the official distance of the Kentucky Derby, which is a mile and a
Well,
quarter.
none of these horses have.
Yeah, but his races have been a mile and an eighth and a mile and 3/16. So the
Mm-hmm.
distance could matter.
316. I mean, it's not too far off. So,
Yeah. And
um,
by the way, the mare, his mother is Wild Ridge, which is the mare Sayre to Tapit.
mm.
So put that in the family tree right there when it comes to that. So
Another interesting horse, the Sixth Commandment. I know he's 6-1 morning line. I don't know what he's at right now.
7-1.
7-1. Okay. The one thing that's kind of working against them is Irad Ortiz and Flavian Pratt were both on him previously, and they both chose different mounts,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why. That's a little concerning. He has Luis Saez, who has not finished in the top two in his previous 12 starts
Mm-hmm.
in the Derby. I mean, kind of tactical speed. He can kind of get in any position he wants in the race. He knows how to find the finish line. I just I keep I just I just have a feeling. I think he's gonna be there. He's gonna find his way there.
Yeah.
Just a horse I keep kind of coming back to, at least in my exotic bets. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna leave Commandment out in too much.
Yeah.
Just kind of just something in mind with him. And then I'll
Yeah.
give you a deep closer.
Yeah.
I'm really turning myself into
Okay.
Golden Tempo, the 19.
Okay.
Sherry DeVoe, female trainer. That'd be
Oh
pretty
yeah.
cool to see a female trainer, win the Kentucky Derby. There is a potential cracked heel issue, which
Ooh.
some people are kind of downplaying. I don't know if hopefully it's not a big issue. If it is, I would wish that they would scratch the horse then run if it's a concern. Um, but he has one run and it's down the stretch, and he's going to come running. So I just like when you're looking at your exotic bets, you're filling out your superfectas or even your trifectas. Golden Tempo is a horse that I'm going to be keying in on for sure.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I'm looking at some of his stats right now as I'm pulling it up right now. You're right on it. I could see it right there. First race that he won, his debut, he won it at the fairgrounds at a 6 furlong race, and then, like you said, he's a good closer. Hell, I'm looking at one of the highlights right now, and it just comes out of nowhere, out of the back half, and just blows out the competition. I could see that, but yeah, if he does have that crack, I I I would want that for the benefit of the horse, just to scratch him, just so that could heal, and don't put any pressure on that horse to actually put him out there because of how big this field is. Because that's the key thing out of the whole thing.
Yeah,
That's the key thing. Drawing in the Great White, I got a call about it right now. 50-1 odds coming into today. Like you say, cloudy day, gray day. It's a gray horse.
he's
You know,
huge.
yeah, he's
I
huge.
literally I have no handicapping notes on Great White other than he's massive.
Okay, so let
He
me
did
give you.
finish fifth in the Bluegrass Stakes,
Yeah,
but he's been. I mean, in the and he's been on the track. Like he's been real jumpy. Just
yep.
really enthusiastic, ready to roll. So
Yeah, I mean,
kind of a high character horse.
he won his debut at Turfway Park by 6.5 furlongs, and he was successful in stepping up the 1 and 1/16 to win at the John Belletta Memorial Stakes. I'm looking at some of the stats here a little bit, but he's very, very vulnerable because, like you said, his size is a double-edged sword. He had a trouble start early, couldn't get the massive body moving in time at the Lyon Stakes. He finished fifth, and they say he is clumsy out of the gate. So you can't be that clumsy coming out of the gate,
Oh
especially
yeah,
with
you got
with
to get
this.
a good.
You got to get a good jump out of it, basically.
Yep.
Additionally, his biggest wins have come on synthetic tracks. This is going to be on synthetic. This is on turf. So this is going to be different for this horse too. So you got that. You got to play that card a little bit into that as well too, Lucas. You think?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
First time runners on dirt, you never know how they're going to take to it,
okay.
especially if it's sloppy. If
Yeah.
it does
We don't
happen
know
to.
what the conditions are going to be. I should pull that. Well, I should honestly pull up the weather on for. I'm going to pull it up right now. But Lucas, if you have you have the pencil. What is it? If there's one horse that you could say to the viewers and the listeners, it's like I feel comfortable of saying, "Hey, this is the horse." What is the horse for you?
To win, to hit the board, what are we
Hit the
talking here?
board, hit anything.
Oh man, I'm looking at all my notes here.
Okay, so by the way, before we continue on, Friday, partly cloudy, 63. Overnight Friday, cloudy, 45. No, excuse me, 41. Saturday, cloudy, 61 in Louisville. So it
All
will probably
right,
be a dry track then.
no rain.
No, it won't be a warm track, but it will be a dry
Yeah,
track.
yeah. I mean, I love emerging market. I'm concerned about having only raced twice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my cousin Aaron, I'll give him a shout out. He's really big on the 11 Incredibolt.
Okay. Riley Mott on the train. I like that.
And he really likes the number 8, So Happy, who's actually, I think he's a second favorite as of right now. He's been taking a lot of money.
Yeah, 6-1 odds now to So Happy right now, and the
Wow.
Thunderbolt Incredible is sitting right now at 36-1 odds.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a major step up in class for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, kind of slow buyers figures. I mean, the chips are stacked against him, but again, this is the Derby. Anything can happen.
I'm
Um,
I'm surprised with Mott getting Incredible at 11. You know, you know the two of Albus it's going to be run by Matty Franco, trained by Riley Mott, and this horse right now is sitting at 51-1 odds.
Yeah, I mean his last three buyers figures are very slow. 73, 84, 83.
Oof.
He's not going to be fast enough to compete, and
Okay.
he's a stalker. He's deep inside the two gate. I don't have good feeling about Albus. Incredible in 11, a little bit wider. You're kind of a stalker runner as well. I think he's in much
Mhm.
better shape than Albus would be.
Okay. Okay. So for me, I have my one. I'll give you. I'm gonna stick with the 18 at further ado. Sitting there.
What is
The
Commandment at right now? Do you have that pulled up?
Commandment right now.
Just
Looking at
curious.
it right now, sitting at 7-1 odds right now.
Yeah, okay.
7-1 right now. 7-1.
And I'm sorry, you said emerging market is at 13?
Merging market right now is 13-1 odds.
Okay. What is Potente at?
Potente
The
is
Baffert 14.
14. Bob Baffert sitting at 27-1 odds right now
Whew.
with Juan Hernandez riding Potente.
Whew.
If you want one,
27.
Golden Temple with Jose Ortiz at 19 it is
Golden
sitting at
Tempo's at 19.
no not 19. Golden Temple at 19 right now, sitting at
Oh.
49-1 odds. If you're playing at home, the big odd
Wow.
right now is sitting at 3, which is Intrepio. Is that what it is? Intrepio
Yeah,
is
and
what,
Torpedo.
61-1 odds to win the
What is litmus test at? The 4. The other
39 to
Baffert.
1. The other
39.
one's
Wow.
Bafford's other horse is at 39-1 odds at litmus test.
What is Denon Bourbon at?
14-1.
Huh. What about what about So Happy and Puma? What are those two at?
So Puma is at 7-1,
7,
and then So Happy's at 6-1.
6. Yeah, they're taking so much money. Wow.
And
Hmm.
then further ado at the
Dude,
at
I'm
close.
telling you, something about Commandment, emerging market. I keep strangely coming back to Commandment.
At 6.
Golden Tempo,
I feel
full effort.
Renegade.
I like full effort as kind of a kind of a long shot. Is first time running on dirt, might probably be a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean this race feels pretty wide open.
Yeah, it's pretty wide,
Renegade, he's dangerous if he's able to get out wide.
and he
He
is
can
the
make
favorite
his
right
run.
now too. So that's where I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Renegade to win place of the show, and then if I need to do my trifecta, I'll do one. I'll do straight. So straight. I'll do 1, 6, and give me 18. So 1, 6, 18 is the
1, 6,
trifecta.
18. Okay.
And then for the if I need super, I'll stick with what I've actually I'll key it. I'll key it with the try. Well, I'll key it, and I will actually take 18 to key with the combination of 1, 6, 9, 1, 6, 9, and give 1, 6, 9, 18, 1, 6, 9, and give me 8. I'll put the Japanese horse. It's
8
hard
is
for
so
me.
happy. You mean the 7?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
yeah. Bourbon. Yeah, 7. Yeah,
Was
shit.
that was that a was that an exacta key box? Is that what
Yeah,
you did? Okay.
yeah.
I'll do the same. I'll do commandment as my key. Give me the 1. Give me the 1, the 15, the 19.
Ooh, going deep.
Yep. 1, 15, 19.
It's hard. It's hard to get that fourth one. It is. It is. That's why I was like, oh man.
1, 15, 19, and give me the. Oh man, trying to come up with the one last one here.
Where's your and your 6 is your key, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Potente at 14.
I
Top
mean,
27-1. I know you like those big odds.
give me the 11. Incredible. He's gonna hit
Oh,
the board.
okay.
Not for an exacta though. Let's stick with it.
What's
But yeah, I'm
what
the
would you put as your exacta then? Would you then just take it as your sit? You're taking it as
well.
sit.
What I like to do, what my cousin Aaron and I like to do is we kind of cover our asses. We kind of key in on a horse, and we bet heavy on that horse to win, win bets or exacta bets with that horse on top, and
Uh-huh.
then we do that horse to fit, do an exacta bet. We're all over that horse, that
Okay.
that specific horse. Like 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, no, 2 years ago, we did that all over two fills, and two fills came in second.
Okay.
Um, that was 3 years ago. That was
3
three
years.
years ago.
3 years ago.
2 years ago, we did all over Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone came in second. So. Um, Probably going to do all over Renegade, all over
Command.
Commandment. Yeah, I just
You think?
just kind of do a little. I kind of splish splash around. I divide and conquer a little bit with my bets. I kind of do a lot of small bets to space it out a little bit. But
Yeah. But I think it's going to be a great race, and if what we are seeing with the weather, it's going to be like it's going to be perfect. Well, besides it being a little chilly, but I think if it does stay dry, like it is saying, it's going to stay dry. It's going to be a great. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great weekend.
yeah, should be fun.
It should be a
Should
fun
be
weekend.
good.
So absolutely should be a fun weekend. So Lucas, as we're coming to the end of our podcast tonight, our special edition of the podcast, Lucas, you got anything coming down the pipeline for any articles? You got any more talking more on your podcast or anything like that? What's going on?
No, no, I have. I've been pretty radio silent on that front. I need to get the podcast up and running again. Haven't written anything from Past the Wire in quite a while, so I kind of put me on the spot here. I'm kind of embarrassed to say I haven't done a whole lot on that front, but
Well, you've been
hopefully we'll kind
busy.
of
This man,
yeah,
this
yeah. I've
man's
been
a
a little
busy.
busy.
Traveling down to Augusta. Now he's going down to Louisville. Next thing you know, he'll be going to Mars. That's the way I'm wearing the Mars colors today. That's the way it is. But
Yeah,
I love talking horse racing with you, and it's always a pleasure and a privilege to have somebody with the keen eye for it like you. And I love doing this podcast every year with you. And
absolutely,
we,
man. Always look
yeah,
forward to it.
we'll look forward to it, and hopefully we get you back on again before the Preakness Stakes, because we got to see
Yeah,
how this
yeah, yeah.
all
We'll
this
have to
all
talk
shakes
about
out.
all the mistakes we made heading into the Derby.
Yeah, we be shaking our heads and shaking our wallets. What
Yeah,
happened?
all the
Uh,
mistakes we made when Right to Party wins the Kentucky.
yeah, right. Or all of a sudden you see the Great White just come pouring
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
and I'll be throwing the mint julep at the television, saying,
yeah.
"I knew it,
Pavlovian
I
is
knew
winning
it,
the
I knew
Kentucky
it."
Derby this year.
Well, Lucas, it's been a pleasure. Again, we'll have you back on before the hopefully before the Preakness, and then hopefully your Phillies figure it out, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're.
they're winning the World Series. We got this.
We'll see that you got Don Mattingly managing, but you got one good thing. You got your Avalanche into the next round of the playoffs, so that's the key.
I don't think
That's
they're going to lose. They're just going to win every game.
we'll
Was
see.
it 16-0? Is that what they need to do?
They need to go 16-0 to win it all, and
Yeah,
you sweep the Kings. So we'll see what happens with
pretty
that. But
easy.
pretty easy. That's what they all say. So
Who
that's
are the
what.
Blue Jackets playing?
Hey. Calm down. Calm down on that. Thank you. Thank you so very much. All right, Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Again, Lucas, thank you so much for coming on, and I appreciate it. And we'll
All
talk.
right. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it.
And thank you. And you have been watching and listening to a special edition of All Andy Alfred right here on the All Andy Alfred Podcast Network. Again, remember, please bet responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visiting gamblinghelp.org. Remember, do not bet the house on our picks because we don't know what we're talking about, but we're giving you the insight and the information to get you ready for Friday in the Kentucky Oaks
If
and
you
the
lose your
100
bets, Andy Alfred owes you.
and the bet for the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby. Lucas, safe travels. And until next time, remember, please bet responsibly. See you guys.
All right.